for me, $20,000 is a lot of money, but together I remember all the guys made $100,000. Probably all my free time when I'm not at the gym or playing tennis or stay with my girlfriend, it's for bug bounty. Yeah, so still today a lot of SQL injections on HackerOne.
Yeah.
So a lot of programs with WAF too, I was able to bypass some WAFs. In some cases, my automation is only for recon, not to exploit anything. Because probably the exploit thing with nuclear or something, there are guys doing this more fast than me.
Hello, Arthur. Thank you so much for joining me for the podcast this time. For the viewers who don't know you yet, can you please introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about your background?
Okay, so thank you again for inviting me. I'm really excited about these pod questions and the questions. So about my background. So I'm a book hunter and pen tester on HackerOne I think I have 4 or 5 years on HackerOne. And after that, I work as a cybersecurity tech lead in cybersecurity consultant in Brazil, and I'm pen test leader in HackerOne too. So I work with both, and this is me, I think. And I was invited 5 times to live hack events and HackerOne, and I really like it. Send a lot of bugs on bug bouncing.
Yeah. So are you not a full-time bug bounty hunter now?
Yeah, not.
Have you considered it?
Yeah, I think maybe it's a possibility to me because probably my income from bug bounty it's more than I receive for my work, really more. But I really like at work at this Brazilian cybersecurity. It's good work there. I have some friends, and I really like at work there. So it's a good job. I can do really good things there. The vulnerability I showed to you was there using the serial killer bypass gadget collection. So I have good opportunities there to test Brazilian companies. So yeah, I like work there.
Yeah, I think that's the common theme among all of the bug hunters, that we like bug bounty, but also being alone is a little bit problematic.
Yeah. You are really true.
Very impressive that still only working part-time. You got to almost 22,000 reputation on HackerOne.
Yeah.
Incredible to me. So I'm very excited to speak with you.
Awesome. Probably all my free time when I'm not at the gym or playing tennis or stay with my girlfriend, it's for bug bounty. All my free time is for bug bounty, and probably maybe this is the reason why I have this reputation.
Well done, one way or another. So, are you more of an automation-based hunter? Are you a manual hunter? Are you something in between?
So maybe I'm in between these two options because I have automation, but only my automation is only for recon, not to exploit anything. Because probably the exploit thing with nuclear or something, there are guys doing this more fast than me.
It's a race.
Yeah, so it looked like a race. So I didn't like this. So probably my automation is only for recon. What I have is I have a huge MySQL database with all my scope from Bookbox programs, and all the time my script is running and do the recon. And if I have some updates from HackerOne, these updates notify me, and I have the assets on my Telegram chat. So I receive that, and maybe this is a good target. Oh, maybe this program has now wildcard scope, so I can look there. And so my automation is only for recon and receive the updates from the programs, and my hunting it's only manual testing, looking the application, and that's things.
Yeah. How technically do you have connected HackerOne updates to a Telegram chat?
So maybe at the first time was really hard because your scripts need to be hitting the HackerOne API a lot of times to get the updates in the time. But I think it's okay now because I'm writing the script a lot of times, so maybe the script is stable now, and I didn't have problems. But maybe at the first time I had a lot of bugs, and the script is not working well, and I have loss in scope. An example, I remember to see sometime my script is not looking all the scope. It's only looking the first page, not all the scope. So
Yeah, yeah.
I fixed then, making a for loop, looking all the pages of this scope from the API, because I didn't know the API only show a page of scope, not all the scope. And some programs that they're huge scopes with a lot of domains, and these probably I was missing that. So this what this one of the mistakes I have in the way. But I think probably now it's more stable. But my automation is only for HackerOne.
Yeah.
Because probably implemented other APIs or others platforms will be more. I will be more work that.
Yeah, and it's always when you write something, it's like it's a cool idea, and you think it's gonna be quick, and then it takes time, and it takes more time, and then it takes bugs.
Yeah. A lot of
So,
bugs.
I think-
Sometimes I didn't receive the notifications on Telegram. I think, oh, probably there is something not working well. I need to check on the server. Yeah.
What other others do you have for some? I don't know. Do you monitor JavaScript, for example?
No, I didn't monitor any JavaScript. But what I monitor with my automation is every day I do the recon, and I have the responses for the same domain in a time, and in an example. I run the recon yesterday, today, and the recon will be tomorrow. I have all the HTTPX parameters in the MySQL database, and I can compare. If an example, if the status code yesterday was 401, and today was 200, and yesterday will be 200. So I had this historical in my automation.
Yeah, so you store the HTTPX parameters. So there's like the status code, number of words, number of lines, something like this.
Yeah, the hash.
You don't actually. Hash as well.
Yeah, because HTTPX has a parameter. You can get the hash of the body.
Yeah.
So you can. I didn't. I have these, but I need to work to improve maybe the way to view these things. But I was capable to, if I search some domain example from a book bounce program, I was capable to see if the page was changing in the time, if the hash gem, but I think it's gem body. The name of the hash. If this has changed, probably the application changed, and probably the application was update or something, or have the body changed.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Doesn't it cause too many false positives? Because the hash is very, very strict.
Yeah. We have a lot of many false positives, but sometimes I have good examples. So I will show an example to you. I really like PHP page because when you saw PHP, probably we will find some bugs there. So I was monitoring this page, and for this page, the page was the same hash, and someday our looks and the hash changed. Oh, probably is there update here, and I was capable to find a new point and access there. So it's fun because if you look for the right domains, the right subdomains, you can find good things there.
Yeah, but it's hard to limit this, because do you have like just you monitor this just for the main page, like the slash?
No, on the main page.
Only the main page.
The main page, because probably all the page will be more complex to do, and I don't know. Maybe MySQL is not the best database to do that because imagine you store all these things.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Like sometimes when I think of writing something like this, I want to, well, first of all, I don't want to spend all the time on the development, but I can accept it. But then I want to somehow limit the amount of noise to actually, so it gives me leads, but doesn't give me everything every day.
Yeah.
So it's a very nice balance that you seem to have.
I think probably in my automations, what I really use is the scope update, because it's fun. It's really cool because sometimes the program update the scope but didn't send emails to other people, or the subscribe didn't work well. So this functionality to update scope, it's really awesome because give me the visibility of all the scope updates from the programs. I didn't have that because my Telegram chat has a lot of messages all the day because all these programs that update, change, adds more things. I will show an example to you here. So today I have 10 a.m. yesterday. So yeah, a lot of updates from these programs.
Yeah,
So,
even in the beginning when you said it, I imagined that the way I thought it may be done is you have some webhook on the mail hook. But now
No.
you realize, okay, there's not always an email sent for the
No.
scope update. Not
No.
just now I realize this, so
Yeah.
that's make
So
a lot of sense.
what I do really is get all the time the scope from HackerOne,
Yeah.
and after that compare with my scope in my SQL database,
Yeah.
and comparing that, oh, there is some new here, send to Telegram and solving and storing in.
Yeah, that's very smart.
Yeah.
And do you every day hunt like on whatever your automation shows you?
Yeah, when I have good targets, an example, I saw that I saw maybe here there's some good things. What I was thinking to do to improve my automation is use HTTPX in these new domains to check the technologies. Because if I have some good technologies like PHP or something, probably this is really good, and I can maybe it's good take some take some time here because probably will be good stuff here.
Yeah, that's cool. You motivated me to start doing something similar as well.
Yeah.
To have some kind of I have some JavaScript monitoring which I use but I use it on programs I don't even handle anymore, and I get updates every few days. And I never actually like created the automation where I would really stick to it and I would actually use it properly.
Yeah.
But I think it's incredibly useful. So I have to.
Yeah, that's from the updates where it's useful. I really use that.
Yeah,
it's really awesome.
Yeah, that's very smart, and that's weird. There's no native functionality to do it. Not just now I realized.
Yeah, so I was talking with Slowme. I don't know. I'm talking about you here, Slowme. In the past, we're talking about maybe it's better for HackerOne API if they use webhooks to send to us. Because imagine all the day my script is running and hit the HackerOne API, get all the programs and do this every minute. Do. So maybe this. Maybe this consumes a lot of resource on HackerOne API. So maybe webhooks can finish with this consumption of resources.
That would be easy. And also, not only on the HackerOne API, but then you have to pull it yourself. You have to diff it yourself.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of code, it's a lot of resources, and the webhook would be easier.
Yeah.
Although for bug bounty, the thing is, if something is hard, it's the reason that it gets its bounties.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so you have the automation. You start hunting on some new domain that the automation gave you. Where do you start? What do you hack?
A lot of fuzzing. Probably, I really like to do fuzzing.
Yeah.
I really like to use way more, and these tools would give me the historical things from this domain. So fuzzing, historic things for this domain use way more, or other tools. So I really like to search on Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, and others search I really like site. 2 points. I think 2 points are not 2 dots.
Column. Column, you mean?
I think, a site, column, and domain.com. So it's really awesome because when you do that, a lot of these search engines give you a lot of good endpoints. So I really do that way more in a lot of fuzzing. And fuzzing over fuzzing, an example, you find a new path. Oh, probably I need to do fuzzing more here. I needed to do recursive fuzzing because sometimes this can be a problem to the customer because maybe you can turn all off or maybe stop the server. This is normal. So you need to, for me, the normal now is use low threads, big word list, fuzzing out the paths, looks for good things, and after find the path, fuzzing again and again, and look what I do.
So what back classes do you fuzz for?
I really like XSS, improper access control, insecurity serialization, SQL injection. I have a lot of, for me.
So you have like a one large word list with everything.
Yeah, what I can see on the application, probably I will test. An example, a few months ago, I saw an PDF reader. In this PDF reader, I was capable to attach files. I don't know if you saw this kind of vulnerabilities, and I was able to local file inclusion.
Okay.
So maybe probably for me, when I found an application, I try to test all these things on the application: XSS, improper access control, misconfiguration, information disclosure, SQL injection, XXE. So all these things I try in this application, and if I have some specified cases and this PDF reader, so this is interesting. And I test all I want to test this SSRF on this PDF reader, LFE on this PDF reader. So what I everything I can see on the application, I try. I really like it too, the Hack Tricks book. I don't know if you know this domain. This is really, really good.
Didn't it disappear recently?
Yeah, I don't know, because the URL, the domain is working, but the Google is not showing anymore. I don't know why.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know why. Maybe I don't know, but the Google is not showing anymore. But if you have the URL of Hack Tricks, it's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't know what's happened.
Yeah. So your word list, how many positions does it have?
Oh, probably I have some huge word lists.
The one that you use, just you open an endpoint and you fuzz all the parameters by default?
No, the word list to fuzzing a path in a web application probably 1-2 million entry.
Okay.
And to fuzzing parameters, maybe 300,000, 400,000, I think, entries to fuzzing parameters. An example, I have an endpoint. I try to see if it gets if in this endpoint there is some get parameter interesting, and I fuzzing again.
Yeah.
I really like it. XH. These two fuzzing parameters is really nice. I don't know if you know this.
No,
these
I
two.
don't use it.
It's really nice because for me the parameter it's really slow. I don't know, because I didn't have good experience with parameter. So these two.
Do you mean parameter?
Parameter, yeah. Sorry, my English.
No, it's very good. Don't worry.
So I really like in my Burp suite, my setup. I have another extension called Send2, and I use this extension to pipe the request. Just these tools like XH, SQL Map, and other custom tools I have. An example, I have a custom tool to Salesforce application. So I pipe the requests to these tools, and it's really good work with that.
Yeah, but do you fuzz? You said there's a word list of how big?
My main word list. An example, I have the normal word list. If I use the normal word list and the word list didn't work, probably this word list has 1 or 2 million entries.
And you always fuzz with 1 or 2 million entries?
No, it's slow. It probably give a few days working. So I do a lot and waiting. Do my work and stay waiting.
So you just leave it in the background running?
Yeah, sometimes I'm looking, but I'm afraid to how can I say? I'm afraid to turn off. It's not turning off the servers of the customers, but I'm really
to shut it down.
Yeah, I'm really afraid of that. So what I do is look the policy of the program. If the program allow, you can only do 20 recs per second. I use these metrics to configure the FUFI.
Okay.
So
interesting. Yeah, I know I'm bad at fuzzing, but I had no idea like someone fuzzes with such a large word list.
I think I'm patient, so I start the FUFI, put in another monitor, and still working what I'm due to working. Sometimes I minimize and look there, because sometimes the program has a policy. You are in the policy, but the application down, and you need to turn off. And stop. You are right, because you are in the policy, but the application is not good enough to is not capable to deal with that request. So I stopped and didn't do fuzz in there anymore, because probably the application will be down and a lot of problems will be happen.
So this is for fuzzing the paths. So then how do you fuzz parameters? Do you also use a big word list to fuzz all the parameters?
I really like use a tool called Gap. I don't know if you know this tool. I really like the dev from these extensions. I use way more from this guy to get more information about to recon. And this extension is really good, Gap Burp extension, because with that extension, you can use your Burp story. An example, all your navigation story with all the path and the points, parameter, and the response containing parameters, containing endpoints. You can use the extension to get all these things and generate word lists.
Yeah, well, that's very nice.
Yeah, so sometimes when I'm spending a lot of time in some programs, I use that word list to add to my word list and do fuzzing with that.
Yeah, it's very nice.
The result with this case and this extension and way more are really good.
Yeah, can you send this to me so I put it in the description for the viewers?
Sure. Really, let me send this and another. I really like this way more.
Yeah, way more, very, very good as well.
It's really, really good. I really like the tools from this guy. I give a lot of, because his guy has coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy me a coffee. Yeah. I do a lot of coffee to this guy. I give a lot of coffee to this guy because the tools are really, really good.
Yeah, that's very nice to give back to the tool creators.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So when you fuzz these parameters, do you fuzz for all back classes at once?
Yeah, I really like to use Burp Bounty Pro. Yeah. I don't know if you know. Some people don't. Some people don't like this Burp Bounty. I like because the tests of Burp Bounty are more because an example, the Burp Suite scanner, I have the feeling it's huge and do a lot of things. Yeah. I really like the Burp Bounty because you can create custom templates and you can create custom rules, and the rules there and the templates there are really nice. So I use a lot this template when I have the parameters to find if I have some SQL injection or XSS.
Yeah.
But I really like to use Burp Bounty Pro. But sometimes I use the Burp scanner. It's not the best option because the scanner for me it's really heavy.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes I use them too.
Yeah, you seem to rely a lot on Burp and different extensions.
Yeah, I have a lot of extensions and I really like to automate my process to hunting to be to how can I say to have to easier my life.
Yeah, to be efficient.
To be efficient. An example with XH. In the past, when I didn't know send to, I will send the link to send it to you too. Oops. Because in the past, I copied the requests, save in a file, run the command. So this is really slow. But with this extension, send it to you, and the command pipe, you can send it to Mac terminal and send to X8, send to SQL map. So it's really, for me, it's really productive.
Yeah, I use Piper for the similar thing. So Piper, are you familiar with it?
Yeah, I think Piper do the same as send to, right?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it has a few options as well.
Oh.
It has, sometimes you can also have like, inside Burp, you can like have commentators, or which means for each request that matches particular criteria.
Okay.
You run some command, and then the output of this command is in the comment of the request in Burp.
Okay.
You can also have the message viewer. So when you have like pretty row, I don't know, GraphQL hex view in the request, you can also have some output of a command.
Okay.
And you can also just do what you say, send it, and it's very efficient when. Yeah, it's when something just automatically gets run in the background. It's so nice because you don't have to spend time, copy, paste, and
you do what you need to do, and the things are working automatically. So it's awesome. I need to test Piper. I think I remember Nahansecking talking about Piper. I don't know.
I don't remember who was it, but it's very powerful. It's very open, and you can do so many things with it.
Yeah, I'm using. Send to because I remember to see the extension. This is awesome. I need to use that, and now it's the normal to me is use that.
Yeah. What other extensions do you use?
Let me check here. I have a lot. Oh, this is my my Burp. I really like this extension WXDLER. This extension, I don't know if he.
I don't know how to probably read it.
It's,
WSDL is some type of format, isn't it?
yeah, it looks like an API format, and
Yeah.
you can send the WSDL to the extension, and
Yeah.
they will give the request to you and create the request, and you can only send to Burp to test.
Yeah,
Because some XML API are really hard to create the request. It's more difficult than and Swagger, for an example. So I really like this extension. I really like the Flow extension. I don't know why, but I really like this extension because
what does Flow do? I'm not familiar.
Flow is the same as. Let me open a new Burp suite here. I really like Flow because it's there's Logger plus plus, but I didn't. I'm not familiar with Log plus plus, so I use Flow to get the request from extensions. So, an example, I really like the extension Reflector. This extension is really good to get some XSS. So, but sometimes he doing a lot of requests. I didn't know what is happening, and with Flow extension, I can solve the extension requests. So I really like it Flow. This is why I like it Flow.
Yeah.
So an example of Gap as shows to you with how this really good and what we can do there. The Burp Pro, I have the license. I pay for the license. They support Eduardo. I think Eduardo is a great guy too. Create this great tool. I really like this extension, Burp.js like Finder, because when you are, I don't know if you know this extension.
Link Finder, yes, but the one in Burp, is it some kind of wrapper around it?
I don't know.
Does it call Link Finder CLI tool under the hood, or is it something new?
JS Link Finder.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's really cool because you are testing the web page and loading other page, and this extension is using regex to get some endpoints and some good stuff from the JS file. So it's really awesome to use this extension. I Censure, Reflector, Gap, Burp Bounty Flow. The digitalization scanner I use a lot. Logger plus plus I use because it's necessary on HackerOne pen testing, because you need to auto save your store log, because it's important to have and store this because of the tests. And this guy worked 1 or 2 times with me, so I have this extension too to test if it maybe sometimes work, maybe sometimes not. It's curious because my first bug was with this extension.
Which one?
It was a remote code execution, but it was fun because it's a program with a large scope, and I use this extension in the main page, because the main page are a blank page. When I use this extension, you see the headers here.
Which extension are we talking about?
Sorry?
Which extension? 403 bypasser?
Yeah, 403 bypass. So it worked only 1 time, but this time I was so happy I have this I have the extension here, because with this specified header, I was capable to access the application. The application before the application was only a white page. With this header, I was capable to access the application and all the application with the CVE for remote code.
Yeah, very nice.
So I have the extension too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
and it's a lot. You seem to have like some people, for example, the last podcast that was published was with Renipak. He seems to have like his center of hacking in the browser. He has like JavaScript bookmarklets and trying to be able to do everything from the browser. And you, on the other hand, you have like your Burp, all the extensions. So this is like your center of hacking.
Yeah. But I really like hacking in Google Chrome, because an example, I have this Chrome for my personal stuff, and this beta Chrome to only use it with Burp. And there, I really like this version because I really like use Burp to hack, because the developers too are really good. I really like these options, because sometimes when you have some apps. You can debug the app using the dev tools, and you can override the Burp says give this name override, and can change the JS. And changing there, you have different response in the single page application. And with that, sometimes you can bypass out in the front end out and access all the application and understand how the API is used by the application. So
that's very useful.
Yeah, I use a lot.
How about browser extensions? Do you also have as many browser extensions as Burp extensions?
Oh, let me. So I didn't have a lot browser extension. I have this extension because it's good.
What's the name?
.git.
.git.
It's only to find when you have /.git/ because sometimes I just use Nuclei a lot because Nuclei probably will show that.
Yeah.
So this is a really good. You can find some good stuff here to get source code and tokens and something when you have a leaked.git. I use this extension for my blind access. Yeah, this is a really good extension. I don't know if you know that.
No, what's the name?
I have all my blind CSS payloads here. I didn't know the name of it. Blind XSS Manager.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because I have my blind XSS payloads here, my domain gives in the history with the pages and where I use the payload.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, it's really good because when you saw the blind CSS, you didn't know where you are sending. So this extension is really good to manage my blind XSS tests.
For blind XSS, what do you use as the server?
I use, I think, let me see.
Is it XSS Hunter?
Yeah, XSS Hunter. Let me see. Self-hosted. I only self-hosted. Let me see if he's this guy.
Yeah.
The precated, but I use this guy. Yeah, it's really good. I didn't have any problem. The only problem I have with this guy was sometimes the web page are so huge, and when the requests are trying to upload the screenshot to the server, we have this problem. So I need to change the Node.js limit size for the file. Maybe I lose in the past some blind XSS for that. I don't know. I didn't remember if.
So Travel Security bought this extension. So now I think they maintain it now. Because I think the original maintainer sort of stopped supporting it.
Oh, okay. So this is the new.
Yeah, but it's still the version that's hosted by them is a little bit limited.
Okay.
So if you want to have full functionality, you have to self-host it.
Okay, maybe I use this Express. I don't know. Yeah, I use that because I remember.
I think it's the same.
I remember because there is this Docker config. I remember to change here, and because I changed from email to Discord notification. There is a pull request here. Change here at this Discord and Slack integration.
Yeah.
So this guy made all the work for me. So thank you, Adam JS Sturge.
Very nice.
Yeah,
you're amazing in terms of how many tools you use. You especially I'm now in the moment. I feel always I don't fuzz enough. I don't use enough tools. I mostly hack manually, and I only sort of fuzz something if I have really big suspicion something is there. And I think it's my big problem that I don't blindly fuzz so much. I don't brute force pass so much. So it's really nice for me to see you, speak with you, to see how many you can actually use, that you can have a brute force that's running for a few days in the background.
Yeah, because you turn on and Fuffy uses low because the use of memory of Fuffy. It's increased when you have huge word list and use the command -E because you have more extensions, and I think probably Fuffy added to the memory a new word list with your extension. So this will eat your memory. So I try to use not a lot of -E. And when you can test that when you have a lot of instances of Fuffy running, you didn't use a lot of memory. So it's a really good tool.
Yeah. Do you run it from your local computer or from a cloud VPS?
In the past, I have a Raspberry Pi, and I use that for that. But today now, because in the past I have my home address blocked on Akamai, I think.
Yeah.
An
That's
example,
problematic.
I was capable. I wasn't able to open TikTok because TikTok uses Akamai, and I was able to see TikTok or some other web page. I need to call the provider to change my IP address. So yeah. So now I really like these guys. I always recommend it to all because they have the dedicated servers with a cheap price.
Yeah, can you send me the link as well?
Yeah. So I really like these guys. Let me send it to you. It's not only it's not only Amsterdam servers, but other servers are good. So, an example, I have my server running. The MySQL has I think it's 64 memory. Honey, it's really cheap for the price and the config I have. So I have a lot of memory, and for a cheap price, maybe $20-$30 for that.
Good. Nice.
And the unlimited traffic and one gigabyte connection. So yeah, it's really good. So I really like these guys. They are really cheapy with good servers.
Yeah. Okay, so you have your automation, you have your tools. So what bugs do you find most commonly?
Probably, I find a lot of bugs, but probably a lot of improper access control bugs, XSS. When I have the opportunity, because when you have access to scope, legacy scope and scope without WAF, probably SQL injection has I remember to see a lot of SQL injection.
Really?
Still today.
Yeah,
still today a lot of SQL injections on HackerOne.
Yeah.
So a lot of programs with WAF too. I was able to bypass some WAFs in some cases. I remember to see one case. It was really strange because these guys use a different type of database. There's no OnSQL map, and this database it's IBM mainframe. So what's really insane? Yeah, what's really insane? And SQL map was not working there.
Yeah,
I was needed to write custom Python script to make that blind assumptions, and with that blind questions that to the database, I was capable to get the database username.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, it's awesome. You need to probably spend time is the thing with bug bounty. You need to spend a lot of time and be patient with the fuzzing, for example, because the fuzzing it's running a few days, because you can't turn off the rate limits, but probably this will generate problems with the customers, and probably the server will be down. So low fuzzing with a low requests, fuzzing a lot, different hosts, and be patient and have constancy. Is that
consistency?
Consistency. So have consistency every day. When you have free time, do that. Probably you will get good results.
How do you? But because you said broken access control, which I think of access control as the bug which is quite hard to like fuzz. It is more, at least in my head, like a manual testing. So how do you?
I really like to use authorize when because I'm doing fuzzing. And you say about fuzzing and broken access control, right? But I do fuzzing to get more paths and more applications. And when I get access to more applications, because the application probably is not visible to other people, you have access to other login systems and other systems, and there in this application you are capable to find a lot of improper access control.
So basically you test manually for them.
Because an example, you have this domain, the path, and in the path, this strange path, you have access, you have assistant with the login, but if you fuzz in again, you have access to other path of the application, other paths, and you can find a lot of broken access control there, XSS, SQL injections.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to spend time doing fuzzing.
So how would you describe your normal day? How much time do you spend running tools versus manual hacking?
Because running to it is so fast. I only see the endpoint get the URL or send it to, or get the endpoint sent, create the command and use the command on cloud and wait and spend time testing the app, because I was testing what I can see on the app. An example, I was testing the app and I saw a lot of functions, a lot of possibilities in this application. I will test every single part of the application, every piece of this application to understand how this works and what I can see. And the fuzzy, it's running, and I was looking in the fuzzy, and maybe there is some interesting here. I do fuzzy in API too, because sometimes you are capable to get swaggers and other important things. If you fuzzy and get a swagger, you can stop because you have all the API endpoints. So I do a lot of fuzzing.
Yeah. So just how do you send requests directly from Burp to your cloud instance?
Yeah, this case I need to work and wait to. I was thinking to create a Python script to send the request directly to my cloud. But today I copied the URL, an example, generate a FUF command and put it in my cloud. I use the screen to, I don't know if you know the screen software.
No.
It's a software on Linux, and you can, there's a lot of servers here. Let me, so I use this screen a lot. Let me see.
Or is it like backgrounding terminal or something like this?
Sorry?
Putting one terminal in the background and the other in the foreground?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of fuzzing running here.
I see.
Yeah, so with the screen, I was capable to enable a new screen, and here I fluffy. After that, I press this, and a new screen is running. So I do that. It's a manual working, but I was working to automate that with Python and send it to.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's nice. so much things I would like to do.
Yeah, I really like it. There is other tools like NoHub, I think.
NoHub, that's the one I use usually.
NoHub. I didn't like NoHub because it's make you running in background and you can see the screen running, I think. Or I didn't know how to do it.
It outputs it to a file. So you have to like do tail-f on the file.
Yeah.
That's what I use when I use something.
So maybe a screen worked well to me because, an example, NoHub, it's running and you can stop. You only stop NoHub if you use PS and kill the task. But in screen, you can access the screen and Fluffy is running. I can press enter and Fluffy will pause.
Yeah, that's nice. I should probably switch.
Yeah. So
it's more advanced version, basically.
Yeah. So I really like how to use the screen to generate my all terminals on the server.
Yeah. How about, because XSS, it's also that much problematic that it's, I think, harder to detect with a tool, because, you can just look at the response, but the only like proper way to detect something is to have like a tool with a headless Chrome, and this is heavy. So do you use headless Chrome or do you just use some kind of...
For Doom XSS, are you talking about, right?
For XSS, yeah.
Yeah, for XSS, I really like this guy. But always...
So reflector extension. Yeah.
Reflector is really good. But always I'm looking Flow, because Flow has this thing here reflecting.
Yeah.
And this, you can see the parameters are reflected in the page. So with that, probably there's some good things here. But every time reflector, it's working in the scope and send requests, and I'm looking that and look at the issues the issues reflector created.
Yeah.
And for Doom XSS, I really like uses the Burp browser. I didn't use Burp browser a lot because sometimes this browser is some problematic, I think. Yeah. But I really like Doom Invader.
Yeah, I like it.
So it's really awesome to do XSS, because I grabbed this canary, they say canary, and put in the URL and look and doing very if they're doing very alert. Oh, probably there is a do XSS here,
Yeah.
but I really like it to look at the JS and look if I have some possibilities in the JS to get some do XSS.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, so I use Reflector. I do a lot of fuzzy parameters. Use the send-to. I have these extensions and send-to. I select my programs here: XO to XH, XLMap, Salesforce. So yeah.
I also saw you have a repository on GitHub with Tamper Monkey scripts. Do you still use it a lot these days? That repo wasn't so too fresh, I have to say.
So yeah, I really like use Temper Monkey in the past, but it's because I didn't know about the develops tool and how this work on Chrome.
Oh, so now you just use overriding
Yeah,
tools.
I didn't use a lot today, but yes, the scripts are really the Temper Monkey scripts are good because you can change the app and the runtime, and with that maybe you can access other page of the application. So I really like it. But now using the develop tools in Chrome it's better than Temper Monkey.
Makes sense.
So another thing I really like to do is because when I started doing hacking and some things, I really like to see how these PHP apps works and how the PHP apps work. And it's really fun when I have a local file inclusion with PHP apps, because with that you can find the source code of the app and you can look, oh, probably here there's a way to get remote code execution or upload a PHP file. So, or the serialization on PHP. So it's really, I really like it code review. But what I do sometimes in some scopes is, an example, I have this program with a large scope. I find some apps of this program. I search these paths of these apps using URL scan, because there you can search only for the path and you can find other applications with the same path. So probably this application is it's hosted by this client, but the code is not for this client.
Yeah.
And sometimes you are capable to get the source code on the internet, and you was capable to review the source code. So I really do that a lot, and it's really good.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't know if it was you the other day here telling me about it or somebody else, but yeah, I didn't use it, and it's the second time somebody mentions it here.
I really like I do that, because sometimes you are fine for 0 days, but not in the really popular softwares. You are looking in a software used by some company.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll now talk a little bit about LHEs.
Okay.
You said you attended 4 LHEs in the past?
I think five times. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember LAGs from Amazon, AWS, PayPal, Zoom. So I think probably the life hack events are really hard, because you have a lot of good hackers together testing the same scope. So there is a lot of dupes.
Yeah.
But for me, probably live hack events are best because I have some friends together with me. Yeah. So I have F6X, AMSDA. I say AMSDA, but AMSDA. So Manuel T, Herrera, Caio. So these guys together with me, we working together, we can do a lot of things. That report with the remote code execution, that scenario was together. A lot of guys working together to get that.
So do you work as one big group with so many people?
Yeah, when the Brazilian guys are together, we work together, and I'll agree with share the bounty. Okay. So yeah.
So is each report like a 6-way split?
Yeah, sometimes 5 splits. So yeah, I'm okay, because in the most part of the case, we earn a lot of money and we stay okay. I remember an example for me. $20,000 is a lot of money, but together, I remember all the guys made $100,000. Yeah. So 5 guys made $100,000 in the event. Nice. So yeah, it's for me it's good. Probably if I stay alone, I will be not perform like that. to that.
Yeah.
So for me, work together in life hack events, it's really important.
Yeah, I think you're the biggest team because
Yeah.
I think there were some teams in the past, but these days I feel like most people work. If there are teams, there are teams of two, maybe three. I'm not aware of any other group that's like sticks with so many people.
Yeah, so in this case was 5. Last year was 3.
Okay.
Me, F6X, and Amsda, because we only we are invited.
Yeah.
So yeah, when the all the guys are invited, we do together. When not, it's okay. We
Yeah,
do
it's nice.
with the guys we have. I probably the Brazilian guys like work together, and I really like it because are really skilled guys, because they are guys with really good skills,
Yeah.
and probably we complement all together. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a nice strategy.
yeah.
Did you ever have problems with managing such a big team?
No. I didn't remember to have problems. Only good bounties. So the guys are really nice to do.
Yeah.
A lot of they are really friendly.
Do you change your hacking methodology a little bit when working in the team, or is it exactly the same as when working alone?
So when we are working the team, probably I do a lot of fuzzing and recon and get all good information about the scope and send to the team to we work together. So I really like it working, get some good information about the scope. An example, find some legacy application, some good applications to test. An example, probably this application I find here is good. Maybe you can spend time here or fuzzing here and testing here. So yeah, I remember to do that with some guys in the past, and we find a lot of 0 days in application sent to live hack events. So I remember to send an vulnerability with a Hera. Maybe it's missing. Maybe the submission will close. The submission will close in 30 minutes. I think we found some good vulnerabilities, link a lot of PII. We send, and the team pay. I think the team pay $50,000.
Oh, wow.
It was really awesome. It was really awesome. So yeah, it's really good work with these guys and work together. We really find good vulnerabilities together.
Yeah. Do you physically go to the same location to hack together, or is it mostly online?
So when you are because live hack events had 2 steps. The first step is before the presential, and after the virtual, you have these guys together. So sometimes we work together in a Discord call and hacking, but there is async moments when you send, there is some good. We create Telegram groups to talk about that.
Yeah, but for the virtual phase, you did not try to, I don't know, rent a hacker house or something like this?
Yeah, there is a problem because we work far. In Brazil, it's really huge. So I work in the north. An example, I work in the north. I stay in the north of Brazil. F6X in the south of Brazil. Manuel in the northeast of Brazil. So all are from different places.
Yeah, I saw a few maps of Brazil that really show the scale. For example, the most northern part is closer to any other country in North and South America than the southern part. The more southern part of Brazil, or the other one, the most eastern part of Brazil is closer to the other side of the ocean than to the most west part of Brazil. So it's huge.
Yeah, so imagine I live in the north of Brazil, really near to the top of Brazil, and we didn't have direct flights from there, so I need to go to the south, and after that go. An example, we are going to Atlanta, so I need to go down to São Paulo, and after that go to Atlanta. I spend maybe my city to São Paulo. I spend 5 hours in plane, and after that 9 hours go to Atlanta.
I see. Which of the 5 live hacking events, which one was the best?
I really liked the live hack event with the 5 guys, because it was really good. The last year was really good because I saw a lot of good vulnerabilities with with Amistad and F6X, we are capable to send good vulnerabilities. But I really like it the last year of I didn't
2023.
Yeah, 2023, because it was 5 guys together and some good bugs are sending together. We sent a lot of bugs that's live hack event, so it was really, really good. So I really like it these 2 years.
Yeah.
Probably the first live hacking events I are not my best performance. So together with these guys, I really increased my performance.
Yeah. Nice. We're closing in on the episode as I have the flight.
Okay.
I have the flight today. Before we go, what are your plans for the rest of the 2025?
So my plans is improving my recon automation and spend most part of my free time doing bug bounties to save a lot of money and build my house. This is what I'm doing. I'm building my house.
Building from the ground.
So I bought the land. I buy the land, and I contract and some company to build the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we are building the house and contract a guy to draw. I think it's just draw their house, think out these things. So yeah,
very cool.
But it's cool because if I think in that, HackerOne is paying for my house. It's that.
It's true.
It's true.
I wish you good luck with this. Thank you so much for joining me for the podcast today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really happy with that.
Lovely.